Hey y'all, this is Amanda with She's a Mad Gardener, and today it is going to be a hot one in Texas. It's mid-July, so middle of the summer for us in this area. I am zone 8A, and today I'm not going to be planting anything, but I'm going to be doing a lot of garden maintenance. I'm going to be showing you guys some of the options, including pruning perennials, pulling weeds, and removing some bushes. As a reminder, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when my latest videos are up, and make sure you check me out on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, you guys, the garden's looking really good, but I do have some areas that need to be trimmed back. Specifically, this salvia right here, I have a lot of mums that are starting to fall over. Please excuse the lawnmowers. I do live in basically suburbia, so there's always people doing stuff. Have mums back here that need to be trimmed back, several different things, and I'm going to film myself doing this work, and I'm going to talk to you about what I'm doing along the way. Okay, I'm going to start here with this Liatris. I love Liatris. It's excellent for cut flowers. It is a bulb design, so right now it has turned brown, but earlier when it bloomed, it was a beautiful shade of purple. Pollinators absolutely love it, and it's a very striking plant. Tall, upright, just love it. But now that it's done, I'm going ahead and trimming all the way down to the base, leaving the leaves at the base so that the bulb can continue to feed itself, and all of these beauties will come back next year. So I probably told you several times that mums are a staple in my garden. And a lot of people only think of mums as like a fall bloom, but they bloom beautifully during the spring. And then I trim them back just like you see it. There's already new growth coming out. Right now I trim them all the way back, and they give me a whole nother fresh bloom cycle just in time for the fall. So I love having mums in my garden. They make wonderful cut flowers. They're perennials. They come back every year, and they always give me a lot of wow factor and bang for my buck. Okay, and this is a red Spirea. It's already given me a couple of bloom cycles, but it's getting a little out of control. So I decided to go ahead and give it a good trim back. Probably I trimmed back about a fourth of it, just some of the branches that were extending kind of further. It's a little late in the season to be doing that. I suggest you do this after its initial bloom cycle in the spring, but I don't think it'll hurt it too much for next year's blooms. Okay, so you know what's sharp? Pruning shears. So I just did this. My finger has a heartbeat. That's one of my favorite lines from Elf. If you've ever watched that. So anyway, I got this all wrapped up. I'm gonna try to do a little more. I'm only gonna be able to do so much because my husband wants to check it because I think it might need stitches. So anyway, let's see how much more I can get done before I gotta go get stitches. Okay, this Salvia Bush I put in when we first moved here, and this sucker is super hardy. I hack it back every year at this time, and then it comes back and gives me more greenery, fills in, and it shows up every year. However, I'm not a huge fan of the way it looks, so this might be the last year for it. I'm hacking it back right now, and in my mind I'm thinking, what can I replace this with that I would enjoy a whole lot more? So you might see that changing for next spring. We'll see. Maybe I'll dig it up later this fall. I don't know. If you have an idea of what you think might look great there, it gets morning sun, some afternoon sun. let me know and we'll see about getting it changed out. As I got to the center of it, I noticed a lot of dead, dry branches, so you see me trimming some of those out. It might just be time to get rid of this plant anyway. Plants do definitely have a life cycle. I mean, they're not gonna last forever and ever, and so I think maybe this plant is getting to the end of its life cycle and it needs a change. Okay, this mum is a great example of giving multiple bloom cycles. You can see the old blooms on here, and then you can see the new growth trying to pop up through the old blooms. So giving this a good cut back is exactly what it needed. This will rejuvenate the plant and tell it that it needs to send up a new cycle of blooms. It's going to be beautiful. This is typically a dark plum color and fades to a soft lavender as it ages. And yet another mum. This is a deep burgundy maroon color. This guy, you guys, I bought a 4-inch pot and put this tiny little mum next to my daughter's fairy garden last year, and look at this mama. It is almost 3 feet in diameter from one tiny 4-inch pot. Put some plant tone in it, never added any other fertilizer after I planted it. That's it. This is how this guy looks, and it's doing really beautiful. It could have lasted a couple of more weeks, but since I'm trimming back all my other mums right now, I thought, let's just go ahead and get this one taken care of as well. Okay, these Limelight Hydrangeas are going for gold this year, you guys. They are massive and beautiful and flopping over. And so this white mum got crushed underneath them, so I'm giving it a hard trim back. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how I am going to get these limelights to stand up a little bit more. I'm going to use some of those antique stakes that I had showed you guys on a past thrifting video and show you how I'm going to kind of pull these up so that the plants underneath them can get more sun. Okay, we're on the side of the house, and this is a guara. It's 2 guara plants, and I put them in last year, and I left the blooms on throughout the entire year. And once the blooms kind of got older, they were way more susceptible to mealybugs. And so this year, I didn't want to let it get to that point. So the blooms are almost done blooming. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give these a nice haircut, and hopefully that will keep these older blooms from drawing in the mealybugs and spreading them throughout my garden. So this was way easier than I thought it would be. I just pulled it all together like a little ponytail, gave it a nice little trim. Also trimmed a few of these balloon flowers on the side. And then once I really got thinking about it while I was working over there, I ended up pulling up these Cat's Pajamas Nepeta. I've had them for 2 seasons now. They don't do anything for me, y'all. They just haven't been all that great in this place. They're not super happy. They haven't gotten much larger than what I already had them. And so I thought, let's let it go. Also here, you can see me pulling up 2 small shrubs that I got for free from a neighbor that just aren't working. The fact that I can pull these up so easily tells me everything I need to know that they are not doing well right here. Once I got those pulled up, I shifted over to the Limelight Hydrangeas. I used 2 of the antique stakes that I bought at a local vintage fair, put 1 on each side, and then used a pair of bungee cords to kind of bring up the blooms. I wrapped the bungee cords up underneath and then attached the bungee cord to the other side, and that lifted everything up without it being like super rigid. So there's some flexibility with wind and things along those lines. And I will continue as I watch it through the next few weeks, pulling some blooms out, cutting some blooms out, arranging it, and making it look nicer and softer. But this is giving an opportunity for the plants underneath it to get some sunlight and to get a little bit of breathing room. And turns out I did not need stitches, so yay for me. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.